Well, hello, everyone, and welcome into TexAgs Rewind presented by Yeti. We've got 3 new interns. We've got the short Kennedy Cavan.
I'm not new.
Well, I mean,
I've been here.
this is the new you.
Yeah. Not 5'9", I'm now 5'2".
Luke, introduce yourself, Luke Evangelist.
Hello, everyone. I'm Luke Evangelist.
And-
I'm very excited to be here.
Brighton, tell the people about you.
I'm a student at University of Houston, sure. But I live in College Station. I'm from College Station, graduated Consol 2019.
You got Aggie in your blood, right? Well,
I do.
I mean, not because anybody in your family went to A&M, but because you consumed the product so much.
So much.
Okay, this has been the most awkward start to any of our shows. Luke, what was your favorite part of the show?
I would have to say the segment about Alabama in shambles.
That was a good one.
Okay.
That's a good
You
one.
weren't even paying attention.
I was.
Your favorite segment on the show?
The baseball bunch.
Really?
They did a good job today. I thought they. brought
Sounds
up
like
some
you
good
don't think they've
points.
done a good job in the past.
Look, that's not what I'm saying at all. Look, the baseball bunch, as always, have done great, and I love them.
And you? What was your favorite part?
It's not the baseball bunch.
Was it Olin?
I always enjoy my
Yeah.
go hour with Olin on Friday mornings.
My favorite part of the show was doing your nutrition. That was fun.
That was.
yeah.
My Celsius. It's really nutritional, guys.
Carrots for breakfast, right?
Never a carrot
Oh.
for breakfast.
All right, so we talked a little bit about top 10 defenses in A&M and Olin's point of view when it comes to these 8, I guess, what's the way to phrase it? 8 things that we have to see better this year. I couldn't speak English today.
That's okay.
From the A&M baseball team. The baseball bunch, they were there. He thought they were okay this week as opposed to last week. They were terrible. That's what he said without saying it. Aaron Torres was on the show. You can hear him on. Why am I pointing so much?
I don't know. There's no one standing there.
making
It's
good
the camera.
points.
Yeah.
And then
Good
what was the
points,
last
Tom.
segment of the show, guys? Tell him.
The fan show, the singular
You
fan
forgot.
show.
He was editing, or he was running it back there. He was pressing the mute. I
I'm
saw
always
him.
paying
I was-
attention back there.
Always paying attention. If you're still watching this fan show, why?
It's not the fan show.
oh,
This
yeah.
is the intern show.
The rewind.
Not an intern anymore. Part-time, baby. Sorry.
I'll make sure that's the real part. Just watch, please. An area that I don't think people think has to improve by that much, but there are several areas beyond just stopping the rush. So let's start off with total defense.
Total defense, A&M, not bad last year. They gave up 365 yards, 52nd in the nation. Total defense for the average playoff team was 330. So can you knock 35 yards off that? Well, you know how you knock 35 yards off that?
Don't let teams run all over you.
Don't get better against the run.
Yep.
And by the way, you're going to have linebackers who are in their second year. Maybe the kid from Jackson State's going to help you there. And then you're going to have defensive lineman. McKinley Jackson, let's say he plays the whole year. Let's say that Walter Nolan's going to be better in his second year.
Yeah.
And Shamar Stewart's going to be better in second. So there's reasons to think that they can get better there. And you know what? I think they will.
And I know you're going to get to it here in a moment, but some of that might go to third down conversion stopping, because I feel like although A&M's numbers, and we'll get to it here, but weren't terrible, I feel like they were inopportune.
Yes, I'll agree with you there. Their third down, the playoff average is 33.6,
Yep.
6.6. Texas A&M was 35.63. They were 44th in the nation. They're right there.
But if you look at
But
the App State game, you look at the Ole Miss game, and especially the Ole Miss game, do you remember it was like a 3rd and 13, Jackson Dart scrambling out of the end zone, and they had
With
him.
no spy.
And they almost had him.
Yeah.
And then he got a first down.
But if they had had a spy, he wouldn't have got the first down. They would have won. Yeah. So learn from your mistakes. And I think if you're better in run defense, then maybe your opponents are seeing more third and long.
Yes.
And I like it, A&M on third and long, because I think they have I think they're going to have a real good secondary.
I do too. Are we getting here? And Richard, you start us off with Florida.
To be honest with you, I haven't looked at the numbers, but I've heard that they've got
It's Florida.
perhaps one of the best teams in the country. Obviously, they're ranked number 4th in the country for a reason. They can run the ball out of the ballpark as good as anybody in the nation, and I'm really excited to see this Otani guy that everybody's talking about, and I've mispronounced the name yesterday. And
Caglione.
Schlossnagle made fun of me for it. So
Jack Caglione.
yeah, I'm really excited to see him hit and then pitch on Sunday. But I mean, it's a Florida team. They're awesome. Every year it seems like they're really, really good.
So the names you need to look out for, obviously Jack Caglione, 26 homers. Wyatt Langford, potential first rounder in the outfield. Josh Rivera at shortstop. those three are their premier position players. They've also got some other talented bats in the order, BT Riopel. Now, I will say I talked to a Florida beat writer last night for a while on the phone. He said the two things that Florida will do is they'll walk you, and I got a good chuckle out of that. And I said, well, A&M has had a tendency to walk you too, but he said Florida will walk you, and that their catcher, I think it is Riopel, is 2 of 26 throwing out runners on the season, steals. So what does A&M do at a really high percentage?
Steal bases.
They steal bases at a really high percentage. So could A&M get in situations where we know they don't like to sack bunt, but can they start getting extra 90 feet within innings? And those can obviously lead to runs, but they can also lead to multiple runs because of how often A&M has run double steals this year. So if Florida's going to put A&M on, and we know in the past kind of the struggles that the A&M staff has had about putting guys on, I'd bring a couple Snickers bars this weekend because you could be there for a while. Now, the biggest difference is, and Nick's got the stats popped up, look at the OPS for Florida, 979. Okay? A&M's is at 844. So that means when Florida is getting guys on base, first of all, they're getting them on base at a high percentage, and when they're getting them on base, they're slugging them home.
The 12-team playoff schedule for 2024 came out. And look, they're just dates right now. Some people don't like the fact that you're going to have only the first round of matchups there on the home campuses. Any other takeaways from the scheduling and what it could look like here a little more than a year and a half away?
Yeah, well, I have one takeaway, and then I have a question for you. So the takeaway is obviously those first 2 years when we have playoff semifinals on Thursday and Friday into Wild Card Weekend. That's going to be like the craziest 5-day stretch. Like, I don't think it's an exaggeration. Maybe the craziest 5-day stretch in the history of American professional sports. I mean, you think about March Madness, and then you think about the interest in football, and especially playoff football and major college football. I think we're looking at a 5-day stretch, the likes of which we've never seen. Here's my only real question for you, David, and I don't know that I have a strong opinion on this, and this is more of a fact-finding mission to me, is that I get that in a perfect world, you don't want to be going head-to-head as college football with the NFL. And if you listen to the power brokers in this sport, it seems as though they are going to make the playoff schedules largely to avoid going head-to-head with the NFL. My question is, if you're deep into the college football postseason and you're going head-to-head against the NFL regular season, like, yeah, it's going to cut into some of your viewership. But, like, I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't think we should be playing games on Tuesday night because we're afraid of a Saturday NFL playoff or a Saturday NFL regular season game. Am I totally crazy for saying that? I understand the NFL's king, ratings are through the roof even for bad games. But I think if you're putting a college football quarterfinal, if you're putting, Alabama, USC head-to-head with a Colts-Texans game, no offense to the Texans fans on listening, like, I don't know. I don't think it's like I just find it very interesting that they're so afraid to go head-to-head with the NFL.
What have you seen to give you hope in this series?
I'm going to go back to the Friday night Arkansas game. We had every opportunity to win, to be in it, to tie the game. We just didn't capitalize on some things. I know it was a sweep, but I think that catapulted everything because once you have an opportunity, you don't capitalize, that has got to crush your soul for Saturday and Sunday. And I think that's what happened. But we are able to put runs up.
Yep.
We have shown we can put runs up. We have shown that we don't have an ace that's going to keep it to 2 runs. So I have all the confidence in the world, and I'm usually negative Nancy, but I have all the confidence in the world that we'll put 5, 6, 7 runs up every game this weekend, which gives us a chance.
Gives you a chance. All right, Matt Browning, what gives you the optimism this weekend, or do you have any optimism?
Well, I'm actually a little more optimistic because this team has been so Jekyll and Hyde, and we're coming off of Jekyll, so it's time to go back to Hyde. So I'm hoping that they come in with, like Kevin said, and where offensively they're putting up more runs, and I mean, which we have to. We have to outscore the other team. Our pitching is just not going to. It's shown all season long. It's not going to do it. It's not going to cut it. So we've got to outscore the other teams. So if we can put up a lot of runs, which I'm hoping that we can, then we should have a good. We should have a. I wouldn't say a sweep. I don't think we need a sweep. I think we just need to win the rest of our series, and we should be good for come playoff time.
Tell them what to do, people. You don't know.
Like,
Thank
comment,
you.
subscribe, share, tell your friends.
I don't like when Nick tells me we have
Smash
to
a
end the show that
huge
quickly. See you next time.
subscribe button.